Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Weathers. We continue to have heat advisories in the orange and heat warnings in the pink through Friday, with the exception of the mountains. But even there, our heat risk will still be moderate to major for our Friday. Meanwhile, purple's extreme heat risks, what we've been experiencing, will continue in many of those same areas Friday. By Saturday, also another day with heat index values surpassing 105 for some. By Sunday, seeing improvements start to become a bit more widespread, but still a hot day. We have severe weather building into the region late Friday, and then Saturday also a marginal to looking east, a slight risk for some severe weather. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, each day, the rain that we have on the way could involve some heavier downpours. But for now, still dealing with some quiet conditions. They'll stay clear overnight, and for much of the day Friday, it would be later on in the overnight hours that we see storms starting to build back into the region. FlyCRW forecast, it starts at home. A lot of heat to be found out there, with Charlotte triple-digit territory each day through Sunday. DC as well. Wherever you're traveling this 4th of July weekend, make sure that you're practicing that heat safety. Panhandle forecast, lows staying from Morgantown 74 to Moundsville 77 tonight with clear skies. 95 to 97 here Friday. Charlestown 76 is as cold as it'll get in the overnight hours. Then around 101 for our Friday. Elkins 69. We'll have some areas of fog set up towards Sutton and Clay. Still seeing 91 for Elkins. Snowshoe 87. Marlinton 68 tonight, but 91 on Friday with 98 for Charleston. So we have a lot of heat still ahead of us, especially Friday, spilling over 4th of July weekend, gradually finding highs in the 80s next week.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Five, three,
Red 57! Red 57! Hot, hot!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Bill McKenzie hits a 38-yard field goal on the final play of the football game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
It is a great night to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be.
From the home of the state's land-grant institution, inside the Health Plan Studios, in the Dale B. Miller Building in Morgantown, it's time for the state's most listened-to sports talk show. This is the CityNet Statewide Sportsline. CityNet, cybersecurity experts for the digital age. And now, across the state of West Virginia and beyond, Sportsline is on the air.
It is a sports line for a Thursday night as we approach an extended holiday weekend. Good evening. I'm Kyle Wiggs. Greg Hunter's in the studio. Greg, good evening.
Good evening, Kyle. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Just the two of us tonight.
Yeah, just the two of us. Just the two of us pretty much in the building and probably in the company. It's a little bit rare that the 4th of July holiday falls on a weekend on Saturday. So I know tomorrow is a corporate-wide holiday, and I think that most people got half the day off today too. So both of our buildings cleared out.
Well, good for them.
Right.
You and I, though,
we're here.
We'll keep grinding.
It's
not that hard of what we do.
No, this is fun. This is good. We get to interact
Yep.
with our audience. 304 Talk 304. We had a great text night last night. Tonight we're going to do a few different things. Of course, the World Cup's going on, and USA won last night.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Even
a thriller.
I watched part of that.
Yeah, I watched part of it. I couldn't. I nodded off before the game was over. Pretty much after it was 2-0 or 2-0. Is that what they say? After they got up 2 goals, that was I pretty much cashed it in. But anyway, we've got some very enthusiastic soccer fans, and in particular World Cup fans in our company. We had Luke on earlier this week.
Yep.
You heard his enthusiasm. Yep. So tonight, Ethan Collins of Metro News is going to join us. He'll be in the studio here in a bit. and we'll get his thoughts on the USA men winning their World Cup match and moving on. And, of course, it's been a busy day already today in World Cup action, and pretty much, I guess, the final 16 is almost already filled up. So we'll do that. Also, it was almost 100 degrees today, 97 on the car driving in, but it's July, it's golf season. So we will visit, coming up, with Joe Brocato, who covered the final round of the Junior Amateur Championships today at Canaan Valley. And we're also scheduled to be joined by the winner of that event in the boys division, Tommy Evans of Washington High School, and he's committed to play golf at WVU.
Very good. And fortunately for them, out of Canaan Valley, it's probably one of the few places in the state where it wasn't approaching 100. Canaan usually a little, so you're looking at me, you think it was still pretty hot?
Well, let's find out.
Okay.
Let's go to Joe Brocato, who was there all day. Joe, good evening.
Not oppressive heat, but still much warmer than the average for this time of year at Canaan Valley.
Okay, so did it approach mid-90s? I mean, it's the air's different up there, right? And there's a breeze, but still, did it approach mid-90s?
There was a pretty good breeze, and the highest I saw checking my phone in between holes was about 86. So all things considered, can't complain.
That's a huge difference. Greg, you know your stuff.
Yep, well, Tucker County, our buddy Jed Drennick, one of the pride of Tucker County, always talks about the winters, but in the difficult terms, but he glowingly mentions the summers as well.
So yeah, that's very significant. That's a 10-degree difference, 10-plus degrees difference than it was here in Morgantown. All right, Joe, so again, Tommy Evans played very, very well. He won this thing last year and got a challenge that it seemed like it was close pretty much all three rounds, and today his challengers were within one or two shots all day long.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of scoreboard separation really throughout the day on either the boys or the girls' side, but in the end, Tommy Evans with a two-shot victory as he defends his West Virginia Junior Amateur Championship, and it was close in the final three holes. Isaac Hutchison, a Greenbrier East Spartan, was able to make birdie on the 17th hole. That got him within a shot of Evans. However, Evans responded immediately with a birdie on 16. That gave him a two-shot lead. Evans was able to use a pair of pars to close things out and finish the tournament with the second consecutive victory for him.
So how'd the girls' side go in that regard as well?
Extra holes were required. Capital High School rising senior Lexi Green is the champion. She had the playoff victory over Ellie West of Wheeling. Green was about 4 or 5 shots off the lead early in her round, but she was able to post back-to-back birdies on her 12th and 13th holes of the day. That got her in a tie for the lead. And then in the playoff hole, the par 5 17th, she was able to make par, and that was good enough to win the championship.
So this is the junior amateur. What's up in terms of the rest of the schedule this summer for the major golf events in West Virginia?
Yeah, so the major golf event comes up later this month at Glade Springs Resort outside of Beckley, the West Virginia Open Championship, and that's the event that features the top professionals and the top amateurs, all in the field of 120 golfers. With this victory, Tommy Evans is exempt from qualifying, so he has his spot locked up for that event. And it's a great event because you do get all age levels. You have the juniors, you have the seniors mixed in with the, I don't want to say middle-aged golfers, but you get the idea. And everybody's in the same field, and that'll be down in Beckley the last week of July.
Joe, you've been busy covering something, and I just lost track. But we were fortunate enough, you and I, on Sunday, to be joined by Jonathan Clark, one of the best golfers from the state of West Virginia, competing in this year's U.S. Senior Open, which started today in Columbus. Any idea how he's doing?
I have not been able to see his scoreboard. No, I've been driving back and then just pulled off, but I know his round was scheduled to start at about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and then he'll have the early wave, so a chance to beat the heat tomorrow when he tees off at 7:10 in the morning. But looking forward to seeing what Jonathan can do.
Joe, we count you among the soccer enthusiasts in the country. I'm trying. I mean, I'm really trying. But you are one of the soccer enthusiasts, so your thoughts on the U.S. win last night?
a great victory considering the red card and having to play a man down for not just, the last 5 or 10 minutes, but to play a full half hour, a man down. Now, you were kind of encouraged because Bosnia and Herzegovina didn't put up much of an offensive attack really in the first half or in the first stages of the second half. So you were kind of encouraged that the United States was able to be stout enough defensively to not really have a lot of threats against goalkeeper Matt Freese. But it's a big victory. Look, it's been 24 years since the United States has won a knockout round game at the World Cup when they defeated Mexico. And, obviously it's an expanded field this year, so they're in the same round that they were back in 2002 when they advanced to the quarterfinal round. If they need another victory to get to the quarterfinal over Belgium, but look, you'll take the victory however you can get it. It's unfortunate that Balogun will not be able to compete in the round of 16 game against Belgium because of the red card, but you take the victory however you can get it.
And this is something the United States has never done, is won 2 knockout round games in the same tournament. So there's a chance to get a significant slice of history there.
And we're bearing the lead a little bit, but the fact that Country Roads gets continued volume as they play the entire post-game song from Seattle, and that was really a great sight to see and hear, and give a ton of credit to U.S. national team coach Mauricio Pochettino, because it looked like he knew every single word of Country Roads, including belting out West Virginia when the camera had a very tight shot on him.
Excellent. Very good. Well, Joe, cool off. I assume you already have. So what do you do when you've been out in the sun and the heat all day? Like, what's your go-to to get rehydrated and refreshed?
There were a couple of Gatorade stops on the way back. Let's put it that way. But any type of air conditioning is most welcome.
Yeah, very good. All right, Joe, thanks. We appreciate it. Good work today. And again, your recap is at WVMetroNews.com.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Joe Brocato. Another thing we're going to do, Greg, we took all the texts yesterday. It turned out to be a great show with people reminiscing about what they heard exclusively on the radio in terms of sports and play-by-play events. We did get a couple of texts asking about WVU's baseball transfers. They announced, I believe, 3 yesterday. So we'll take a break. We will catch up with the winner of the junior amateur, Tommy Evans, but we're also going to take some time and go over some of those portal additions to the WVU baseball program.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like almost every year, a lot of additions for West Virginia, and certainly some very prominent ones in terms of what they look like on paper, and certainly by the time you get to the spring, they're going to be major factors with this Mountaineer baseball team.
And a lot to replace, a lot to rebuild on this team. Like you say, every year, it seems to be the case. This is the CityNet statewide sports line. We're in the Health Plan Studios. Since 1979, the Health Plan has called West Virginia home. From humble beginnings, they've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming a part of its fabric. For over 4 decades, they've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses, proudly serving West Virginia for over 40 years. The Health Plan.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The Health Plan. We are here for you.
An irregular heartbeat can be serious. At WVU Medicine, our electrophysiology team offers world-class care, close to home and always within reach, to diagnose and treat heart rhythm disorders with advanced technology and devices. For more information, visit wvumedicine.org/heart.
Answering a text or phone call while driving seems pretty harmless, right? But in the 5 seconds you took your eyes off the road to respond, you missed the girl riding her bike across the street. You missed the dog who darted into the road. And you missed the stop sign. And while it was just a ticket this time, it could have been worse. In fact, more than 700 people are injured in distracted driving crashes each day. Keep yourself and others safe. Don't drive distracted. Just drive. This message was brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet Statewide Sportsline
Returns in 2 minutes.
on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
For over 20 years, Dan Cava Toyota World has been more than a dealership. We're family-owned, community-focused, and committed to taking care of our customers long after the sale. Our commitment doesn't stop when you drive off the lot. With factory-trained technicians and a service team you can trust, we're here to keep your vehicle running at its best for years to come. So when it's time to get your next vehicle, choose the dealership that's been serving the community for generations. Visit Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world!
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot
and
about
onions.
this. Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You know CityNet is West Virginia's leading technology company. Whether we're managing IT infrastructures, protecting the critical data and networks of our region's businesses, or providing fiber broadband, TV, and phone services, we are your go-to experts. We're also a strong partner in the communities in which we serve. CityNet, your trusted technology partner. Learn more about us, visit citynet.net.
Looking for a show that talks about everything? You found it.
By the way, I'm really happy to talk about this as opposed to Ryan's opinion that being a sports fan is a bad thing.
He said that it kept him from being stressed about it, not that it was a bad thing, that they didn't have the stress. And, I mean, I've seen you pace.
Yeah, you're only 30 and you look like that.
So true. So
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
CityNet Statewide Sports Line for this Thursday, 304 Talk 304. That is the text line. And we were talking with Joe Brocato there about the final round of the West Virginia Junior Amateur Championships. Titles won today by Lexi Green of Capitol High School and also Tommy Evans of Washington High School, who's going into his senior season there. And then after that, he'll compete in golf at West Virginia. Tommy Evans joins us on the sports line. Tommy, good evening. Thanks for your time and congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me be on the channel.
Second year in a row you've won this, so compare and contrast the performance from last year to this year, winning this event back-to-back.
Yeah. Last year, honestly, would have blew myself out of the water this year, but the course played different. It was much tougher this year. The rough was longer. The greens were firmer. But I think both scores were very good, especially on those conditions.
So, Tommy, it sounds like this was very close coming down the stretch. It was a battle in the final holes. What were you doing that let you lift yourself to victory? And did you realize how tight it was? Were you paying attention to other scores?
Yeah, I was paying attention to the leaderboard all day. I'm one of those guys that would rather know than not know, especially coming down the back nine on a final round. But honestly, the last 2 years I've made clutch birdies on hole 16. And standing on the tee box this year, I was thinking about what I did last year, and I hit it pretty much to about the same length and made about an 8-footer for birdie, and that helped. But I was also really thinking about Christian Brand. We had U.S. MVP camp this weekend down in Charleston, and I asked Christian Brand a question. I was like, hey, so what do you do coming down the final holes on a Sunday? Like, how do you stay calm? He goes, I'm not calm, which really stuck in my head because what I felt today, I was not calm at all. I was nervous. I was excited. And so he said to just relax, stick to your routine, and the game will do itself. And that's kind of what I did today.
So there's a difference there between anxiety and being nervous and being excited, right? Is that what you took from that message from Christian Brand?
Yeah. I took that it's okay to be nervous. Like, being nervous means you care and that you want to win. So I kind of used the nervousness to my advantage, and it ended up helping me on the last couple of holes.
So you mentioned conditions today or this week at Canaan. So that can be a long course, but with the heat, was it dried out, playing longer? Rough was long, you mentioned that. What were the conditions that made it so difficult?
It was actually really wet, believe it or not. I think they got a lot of rain last week, so the rough was super long and healthy and thick. But the fairways were also long. It was too wet for them to mow them, so they were a little long, catch a couple flyers here and there. But overall, the course is playing much tougher than it was last year.
So the heat hasn't had a chance to completely dry it out yet. I know it rained probably rained all day Sunday there because it rained a lot here. Okay, so you mentioned that par 3 16, and that's an extremely challenging hole on that course. So what makes it challenging, number one? And number two, as you mentioned, 2 years in a row, you do a great job, and that kind of turned the tide for you. So talk about that hole and then your performance on that hole 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I mean, that hole's tough. It's wide. There's no trees. It's wide open, which makes the wind kick up a lot. It plays over 200 yards. Luckily today, the wind was in my favor. It was playing downwind, so I had 7-iron from 210 yards to about 8 feet and lipped in the putt for birdie, which was huge momentum-wise.
Kyle said early, you've committed to West Virginia. You still got a year of high school left in front of you, but you got your college decision out of the way. So what was it that made you say yes to Coach Kovich?
I think it was himself that made me say yes. I mean, he's built a great program in the last decade or so. Coach Corris is also a huge part of why I committed, but really the big selling point for me was Pete Dye.
Have you had a chance to play that course? What are your thoughts on playing there?
Yeah, I played it actually during my visit. It was awesome. It's very challenging. It makes you better. You kind of just like get up to a hole and it's like, how do I play this? Like, it's just so tough.
So again, this WVU program, there's been a lot of in-state products recently. Todd Duncan comes to mind. Of course, Jack Michael playing for the Mountaineers this year. What's that going to be like to carry on kind of that lineage of an in-state guy helping that program, move onward and upward, hopefully?
It's going to be awesome. It's an honor itself just to be allowed to represent your home state, playing in college. And Todd had an amazing career. Jack is started off really strong his freshman year, so I'm glad to be finally a teammate with Jack rather than a competitor. But he's a great player. Todd's a great player, and I'm glad to be in the same list as those two names.
Where do you look to improve over the course of your final high school season heading into college? What steps do you still need to make, in your opinion?
My goal is kind of just to improve on everything. I mean, I feel like there isn't really a strong suit of my game or something I really struggle on. I feel like I'm pretty solid with every part of my game, but hopefully I just keep trending in the right direction, and by the time I get to college, I'll be ready to play.
We're with Tommy Evans of Washington High School heading into a senior season. WVU recruit won the WVGA Junior Amateur Championship today at Canaan Valley. So your senior season coming up, I know golf's a really small community and you've competed with probably some of the same people the last couple of years in your efforts to win a state championship this year. Who do you see as the biggest competitors there, and who are some of the guys around the state that you've enjoyed competing against the last few years?
I've enjoyed competing against pretty much everybody in the state. I mean, everybody's a great guy. I feel like it's hard to play against them just because they're so nice and they root for you even when they're playing against you. But I feel like this year our team won't be as good as it was the past couple of years. But individually, I think Isaac Hayes could give me a run. Parker Odell, those two guys are really solid. They're great golfers. But hopefully I can end the high school on a good note and leave with a state championship.
We know high school seasons start pretty early in August. Do you have other events ahead of you prior to the start of the high school season?
Yeah, I'm playing the AJGA next week out at Bridgeport Country Club, and then I'll be out at the Open at Glade Springs later in the month. But I think I'm only playing in one junior event in August, which is the Virginia's Carolinas down in South Carolina.
Will this be your second time playing in the West Virginia Open?
This will be my fourth time
okay.
playing, actually.
So you played a lot.
I played at Stonewall maybe 4 years ago, 2022. I didn't play in 23, but I played the last 2 years at Edgewood and Sleepy Hollow.
So what's that experience like, going up against the best golfers in the state?
It's great. It's definitely a great measuring stick. I mean, the mid-ams in West Virginia are great, so it's nice to play against them and kind of see where my game stacks up. But hopefully, I can really almost win the tournament. Hopefully, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. But we'll see how it goes down at Glade.
Yeah, for the learning experience, certainly, no doubt. Well, Tommy, we congratulate you on your effort today, beating the heat and winning the West Virginia Junior Amateur Golf Championship for the second year in a row. Congratulations on that, and good luck as your high school season begins here in probably just a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on the channel, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks. We appreciate it. Tommy Evans there, Washington High School, West Virginia Junior Amateur Champion, headed for the West Virginia Open.
Yeah, got another high school season in front of him before he becomes a Mountaineer. But, boy, what an incredible teenage years he's put together so far. A couple of junior amateurs and competing in the U.S. Open against the best in the state. That's impressive at his age.
We'll get to the text line when we return. Still to come, a World Cup update. We'll get some thoughts on the USA victory last night, advancing in the World Cup. That's all still to come. We're in the Health Plan Studios. This is the CityNet statewide sports line, and we're back right after this.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps. And never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
Ready to make this boating season unforgettable? Head to Lou Wendell Marine Sales, family owned and operated for over 40 years and West Virginia's largest Avalon pontoon dealer. Lou and his sons are boating experts from sales to service to repairs. And right now, their lot is packed with incredible inventory and some of the best deals of the season. Whether it's weekends on the lake or sunset cruises with the family, Lou Wendell Marine Sales has your perfect boat waiting. Because they don't just sell boats, they sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com today.
Answering a text or phone call while driving. Seems pretty harmless, right? But in the 5 seconds you took your eyes off the road to respond, you missed the girl riding her bike across the street. You missed the dog who darted into the road. And you missed the stop sign. And while it was just a ticket this time, it could have been worse. In fact, more than 700 people are injured in distracted driving crashes each day. Keep yourself and others safe. Don't drive distracted. Just drive. This message was brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide sports line returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's MetroNews television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Weathers. We continue to have heat advisories in the orange and heat warnings in the pink through Friday, with the exception of the mountains. But even there, our heat risk will still be moderate to major for our Friday. Meanwhile, purple's extreme heat risks, what we've been experiencing, will continue in many of those same areas Friday. By Saturday, also another day with heat index values surpassing 105 for some. By Sunday, seeing improvements start to become a bit more widespread, but still a hot day. We have severe weather building into the region late Friday, and then Saturday also a marginal to looking east, a slight risk for some severe weather. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, each day, the rain that we have on the way could involve some heavier downpours. But for now, still dealing with some quiet conditions. They'll stay clear overnight, and for much of the day Friday, it would be later on in the overnight hours that we see storms starting to build back into the region. 5-star forecast, it starts at home. A lot of heat to be found out there with Charlotte, triple-digit territory each day through Sunday. DC as well. Wherever you're traveling this 4th of July weekend, make sure that you're practicing that heat safety. Panhandle forecast, lows staying from Morgantown 74 to Moundsville 77 tonight with clear skies. 95 to 97 here Friday. Charlestown 76 is as cold as it'll get in the overnight hours. Then around 101 for our Friday. Elkins 69. We'll have some areas of fog set up towards Sutton and Clay. Still seeing 91 for Elkins. Snowshoe 87. Marlinton 68 tonight, but 91 on Friday with 98 for Charleston. So we have a lot of heat still ahead of us, especially Friday, spilling over 4th of July weekend, gradually finding highs in the 80s next week.
CityNet Statewide Sportsline. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday. Kyle and Greg with you tonight. 304-TALK-304. That is the text line. And got a few texts that have come in here. And let's see. There's a question about Marshall announced recently a couple of high-profile non-conference games in November. Marshall will play on – we're talking about men's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
They'll play on the road at Ohio State in early November, and then they play North Carolina in Chapel Hill on November the 20th. West Virginia, Greg, this texter inquires about why the WVU-UNC matchup that is on the books, but it hasn't been publicly announced yet.
Can't tell you why the delay, to be honest. People at WVU say it's going to happen. Even, everything looks like it's headed that way, but hasn't been officially announced by either school yet. So I guess until it is, you can't say it's a definite, but I think you can put a 95% possibility there.
Also, texter asked, you guys probably talked about this last week. I wasn't here, and this texter says he was out of town too, but the WVU Virginia Tech basketball, bringing that series back. That's your thoughts on that. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, a great idea, and it's a 3-year deal, and we did talk about it extensively last week when it was first announced. First meeting will be in Morgantown this fall. Then the second meeting will come in Blacksburg next year, and then the third meeting and the final one of this current contract will come in Charleston at the Convention and Visitors, or not Convention and Civic Center. In Charleston. So 2 of them will take place in the state of West Virginia. Sounds like certainly a great opportunity for many in the state who have long wanted that renewal of that rivalry.
Texter says today, July 2nd, the 63rd anniversary of one of baseball's classic pitchers duel. The Giants beat the Milwaukee Braves 1-0 on a home run by Willie Mays in the bottom of the 16th. Both starting pitchers, Warren Spahn, through complete games, according to this texter. Warren Spahn and Juan Marichal. Spahn both threw over 200 pitches. And this texter says it would it would take these sissy pitchers today 3 games to match that. Neither ever had arm problems. Today's pitchers aren't worthy of Spahn or Marichal's cleats. That I didn't know about that. That's a great story.
Yeah. Before my time, but my dad knew Lou Burdett, who pitched on those Braves teams, and of course a Nitro guy. And so my dad had met Lou. Certainly knew Lou Burdett well, but had met up with Warren Spahn also, and he just raves about how good he was. And for many, many years, right? He goes back to the Boston Braves, I think, not just the Milwaukee Braves.
Texter asked about why West Virginia didn't recruit Zayden Ranson, who's Charleston Catholic, incredible athlete. In fact, he won the Hardman Award. We had him on this show. Nice, very nice young man, and a very intelligent young man. And this texter points out that Ranson will be getting the Johnny Bench Award. He'll receive it in Cincinnati on Tuesday. I believe University's catcher in softball, Olivia Masoner, won the Johnny Bench for softball and Zayden Ranson for baseball. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll go somewhere and play and work his way back here. We've seen that many, many times.
Yeah.
With probably the latest and best example being Kyle West.
Yeah.
So go somewhere and play.
No, go play. And who knows? I don't know if West Virginia was interested or what the ultimate situation. Not everybody wants to come to WVU that's a
true.
state resident, and West Virginia can't recruit everybody that wants to come to WVU. So I don't know.
All good points. That leads us to the announcement yesterday, and again, we had a couple of texts on this yesterday, and I apologize for not getting to it, but West Virginia rebuilding. Now, the transfer portal for baseball is closed, but West Virginia finished with a flourish in 3 guys yesterday that both look like they could be major contributors next year, starting with a left-handed pitcher, Robert Satin out of Tampa. He started his career in the SEC at Florida and then dropped down to Division II and was absolutely dominant. 13 wins, a 2.61 ERA. Greg, he struck out 114 and walked just 20.
You
so
take that ratio?
Yeah. We all know the tremendous success West Virginia's had with Division II guys, and this one could be the next in line in terms of entering the starting rotation either on the weekend or in the middle of the week.
We'll see what he can do, but University of Tampa, and I'm not saying everyone has to know Division II baseball. They've won 3 straight national championships. So he's coming from a program that at that level has been very good. Did play his freshman year at Florida, native of Tampa. So after 1 year with the Gators, went back to his hometown, spent 2 years, and obviously highly successful, especially this past year at Tampa, but now wants to finish his career at the highest level or back to the power conference level with West Virginia. But yeah, he's a guy, a left-hander, and West Virginia's got, I think, 9 4-year transfers, 4 junior college transfers. Again, on paper, every one of them looks like, wow, that's really good. A couple of them, they've got a couple that are from power conference schools, Louisville and Tennessee, but most of them are following the same path that so many have in the past, and that's the Division II guys like Satin or, from wherever. A couple of the junior college guys they have, and, junior college baseball can be really, really good, but a couple of them have put up numbers in the junior college level that are just incredible.
Yeah, incredible. And another lefty announced late in the class was Colton Hartman, and you mentioned coming from Louisville, and a guy who's pitched a lot. And you would think he would be a candidate to be in the mix as one of those 5, 6, 7 guys, maybe as a starter, maybe as a left-handed arm out of the bullpen as well.
Yeah, Hartman was a guy sort of up and down at Louisville, but came into the Cardinal program as one of the top 50 prospects in the country coming out of high school. So really highly thought of. Trying to sort of recapture a little bit. Wasn't awful at Louisville, but didn't quite live up to a top 50 prospect. Hopes to recapture at West Virginia.
All Mountaineer fans, of course, are hoping that Armani Guzman comes back. He's got eligibility remaining.
What's the date of the draft?
It's around the All-Star break.
Okay, so coming up pretty quickly.
Yeah, they've moved it back about a month or 5 weeks. It used to be the first week of June. They moved it back to kind of coincide with the All-Star break. So, yeah, we'll find out. It's going to be a while, about another month, the status of Armani Guzman, Dawson Montesa, Max Yale, Tyrus Hall are all eligible to be drafted, and all likely will. But, again, with NIL, there's money to be made by coming back and playing in college. So we'll find out, hopefully, what decisions they make.
It's not like some of the other professional sports where you put your name into the draft. If you're draft eligible, you can be drafted. So, and then the negotiations begin after that point, and they'll determine whether, that number is good enough for me to go sign a pro contract, or, you know what, that NIL deal is still good enough for me to spend another year in college. I mean, you remember, Kyle, it wasn't that long ago before the NIL era. Everybody that got drafted pretty much left.
Yep.
Because that was your way to make money.
Sure.
Not necessarily the way anymore, though I do think most probably take the opportunity to go pro.
And again, the original point was Mountaineer fans are hoping Armani Guzman comes back. If he is drafted, then perhaps someone who could replace his speed in the lineup would be Chase Ecker, who transfers from William and Mary, and a guy who was 27 of 27 in stolen base attempts as a freshman.
Yeah, that'll work, right?
Yes.
And he's a kid from Eastern Pennsylvania. And you look at some of the guys they've gotten, transfer guys, junior college guys, every one of them have stolen base numbers that just are jaw-dropping. Certainly Ecker among those, but not the only one. Steve Sabins has always valued speed. That isn't changing with this new class.
No doubt about that. So those were the three guys that were added late. And again, you've got to rebuild this roster. There was a large group of high school players that signed, including Slade Barton from Morgantown by way of George Washington High School. He was the Gatorade West Virginia High School Baseball Player of the Year after his final season at Morgantown. And then Caden Lipscomb, the middle infielder from over in Maryland, playing for Mike Fraunfelter, the former Mountaineer. He's on the list of signees as well. You mentioned the 4 JUCO players all have tremendous numbers, and then West Virginia doing a lot of work in the transfer portal as well.
Yeah, and also we'll have to keep an eye on, and again, who knows how quickly pitchers can translate. You mentioned Slade Barton coming from Morgantown, but those high school pitchers jumping up a level. But there's another kid from the Pittsburgh area, Kyle Castile, who's one of the best pitchers in Pennsylvania and has a chance to be drafted actually fairly high, but it sounds like he is going to stick with his commitment to West Virginia unless something just goes, really bonkers in the draft process. But he's another pitcher of very high acclaim like Barton that we'll have to keep an eye on. Barton got a lot of pro looks, right? I mean, there were scouts at a bunch of his games, including when Morgantown played at PNC earlier this spring.
304 Talk 304 text line open. We'll get a World Cup update when we return. This is the CityNet Statewide Sports Line, and we're back to the Health Plan Studios right after this.
Hey, this is Brad Howe for your local internet provider, CityNet. High-speed fiber internet is probably at your front door, and now's the time to connect. Your tax dollars helped expand broadband access across West Virginia, and CityNet makes it real. More rural communities in West Virginia can finally get the high-speed internet they deserve. With free equipment, free installation, no contract, and local support you can trust. So whether you're streaming, working, gaming, or running your business, CityNet delivers the speed and reliability you need. When it's high-speed internet you need, CityNet.net connects, protects, and perfects.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The Health Plan. We are here for you.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps, and never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
Answering a text or phone call while driving. Seems pretty harmless, right? But in the 5 seconds you took your eyes off the road to respond, you missed the girl riding her bike across the street. You missed the dog who darted into the road. And you missed the stop sign. And while it was just a ticket this time, it could have been worse. In fact, more than 700 people are injured in distracted driving crashes each day. Keep yourself and others safe. Don't drive distracted. Just drive. This message was brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps, and never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet Statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
You know CityNet is West Virginia's leading technology company. Whether we're managing IT infrastructures, protecting the critical data and networks of our region's businesses, or providing fiber broadband, TV, and phone services, we are your go-to experts. We're also a strong partner in the communities in which we serve. CityNet, your trusted technology partner. Learn more about us, visit citynet.net.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
The Health Plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
CityNet Statewide Sportsline on this Thursday. Welcome back to the Health Plan Studio. Kyle Wiggs, Greg Hunter, joined by Ethan Collins of Metro News. Ethan, good evening. Is this your Sportsline debut?
It's my video stream debut for
Okay.
sure. Yeah, I think I've been on Sportsline a couple times. Definitely high school Sportsline.
Previewing games. Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you've been on Talkline talking about the World Cup. So let's get your thoughts on the 2-0 win. You and Luke and Daniel and all the young guys here in this company are crazy fanatic soccer fans.
Yeah.
And we throw Brocato in that list as well. So
Brocato's young too.
Yeah,
No,
he's
not.
he's younger than me. He's younger than you.
Well,
so
everybody here is younger than me anymore.
that's true. well, me too. Anyway, 2-0. The United States team wins last night. Your impressions on what you saw from the U.S. team?
Yeah, it took a little bit of a slower start than they have done in the past. Usually they've gotten on the scoreboard in the first 11 minutes, all three games before that. This time it took a little bit to find the footing. But, I mean, right before that first half, I want to say about a half hour into the game, they really took over in possession, started creating offense with defense. That's how Pochettino likes to play, a high press system. Think of it as like a West Virginia, press Virginia full court thing, turning defense into offense and easy opportunities to score. But Balogun got in the back of the net early and then got called offsides. I mean, just by half a leg. And then
was watching that, saw that.
Yeah, and then he comes up about 5 to 10 minutes later and gets one in the back of the net too. And the second goal, we'll get into the red card thing here in a minute, but the second goal off of a free kick was just absolute. I mean, I jokingly say this because I play soccer very recreationally, but that's stuff that you practice. That's one of the first things that you like to do in practice.
Why did the goalkeeper give up the entire right side of the net?
So when you have the wall on the left, on his right side, the left side of the striker, you're trying to put a wall there on the near post. So that way somebody can't fire it as quickly and as fast as they can. and you've only got so much to cover. If you're right outside that box and you don't have a wall there, the guy's just going to pick a spot, and as long as it's in one of the corners, the goalkeeper's not going to be able to save it. So you take away that with the wall. The problem is what the wall didn't do was jump. When you're that close, it's very hard to get the ball up and over the wall and then back down into goal. So the problem actually wasn't the goalkeeper. The problem was actually the wall not doing its job.
Okay, explain the red card.
Okay.
Good call, bad call, and how did the U.S. overcome being a man down?
So the term for it is parking the bus. They parked the bus. That's how they got over being a man down. I mean, it's not like in hockey, because if I'm correct, there's seven guys on a hockey rink at once.
No, there's 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and a goaltender.
Okay,
so six at the most.
Yeah. So it's not like
some have done 7. That usually draws. A penalty.
That gets you in trouble.
Okay, so 11's a lot more than 7. So when you're down a man, it's less of an advantage, but it still is a distinct advantage when you're only a goal up. That was the problem. Was the red card was a goal up. As far as is it a good call or is it a bad call, it's left to interpretation. I think, in my biased opinion, it was worthy of a yellow card because it's a rough act to do, but it was purely accidental.
Right, his head was turned away. I didn't see the intent there because his head was turned away.
The only reason for you to give somebody a red card is if it's almost like a technical 2-foul in basketball, malicious intent or a flat-out fist fight. I mean, that's or a denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity, and obviously he was the striker on a defender. So it just seemed like they called the red card because it was malicious intent, but the problem is that there was no real malicious intent involved.
So who replaces him in the lineup now? How do you replace your top player in such a high-stakes game?
So with Balogun out, probably the striker that's going to come in, his name is Ricardo Pepi. He's the proper number 9 because he wears the jersey number 9, but he'll play in the striker position. He's a different kind of striker, though. He's kind of one of those guys who likes to put his back to goal, uses physicality, kind of box out guys like a rebounder, and try to lay it off for other wingers to have easy opportunities on goal, or if you're trying to cross it in, he'll finish it with his head or with his legs on a one-touch goal. So he's a different kind of striker. I don't think he plays much to the style of Pochettino's system as Balogun does, but the thing is that when a guy's hot, you want to keep him in. Balogun's been the best player on the USA so far.
So U.S. and now into the round of 16. What are the odds they can get even around further?
I honestly think they can very much beat this team.
Pretty good matchup, isn't it?
With Belgium. It's a revenge matchup. They knocked us out in 2014 in the knockout stages, and a lot of the same players from this Belgian team are on this 2026 roster. The problem is that they're a lot older. Everybody talks about this Belgium golden generation that has gone through in the past few years. The problem is that, 1, their best finish that they've ever gotten with it is 3rd. 2, they always underperform in these big tournaments. And 3, now they're old. They're in their mid-30s. So you've got Kevin De Bruyne, you've still got Kevin De Bruyne and Romelu Lukaku at the striker position. Their best players, though, are probably Jermaine Doku, a speedy dribbling left winger, and their goalkeeper who plays for Real Madrid, Thibaut Courtois.
Spain won big today.
Yeah, doing Spain things.
Yes.
I think I said on my first talk line report that they were my prediction to win, and it's kind of a fill in the blank here. It's just process of elimination. They're the European champions. They've really not looked to step down. They did in their first game. They drew to Cape Verde. That was kind of one of the shockers of the tournament. But at the same time, ever since that game, they've been clicking on all cylinders.
And it's great that all 3 host countries are still in it with generating incredible excitement. Of course, there's always that excitement in Mexico, but generating incredible excitement in this country and in Canada.
Yeah, I mean, Canada made it to the knockout stages for the first time in their history of this tournament. So good on them for doing that. And they're going to have a tough matchup against Morocco in the round of 16, but I'm sure they'll have a crowd behind them. Mexico and England is going to be extremely interesting, especially in the Azteca Stadium. That stadium is almost at the same elevation as Mile High, so you've always got that elevation factor in there. So that'll be interesting to see, especially due to the fact that England really struggled to come through in their round of 32 game against DR Congo.
So we've got 5 more spots open in the final 16, and the U.S. game in the round of 16 against Belgium comes up on Monday. So, again, the momentum and the excitement is growing.
Yeah, and you'd love to be able to further inspire the next generation.
I didn't even mention the jersey. See,
yes.
Greg, he comes dressed in the U.S. jersey.
Yeah. Max Arfston plays for the Columbus Crew, which is my MLS team. I thought I had to buy a jersey in that. He's the only one on the U.S. roster.
That's
from
a nice
Columbus.
touch.
Yeah,
nice
thank you.
touch. Wearing the U.S. jersey, coming in for your U.S. World Cup update. Good job.
I dress to impress.
That's right. Ethan, thanks. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Greg, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the CityNet Statewide Sports Line, and we'll be back tomorrow for a Friday show.
From the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet Statewide Sportsline is an exclusive production of the MetroNews Radio Network. All rights reserved.